Hey guys, this is Cam from 15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And this is another My Hero Academia manga chapter review. Man, was this chapter. I'm starting to think this chapter now, this is, we've come to this point where it's like, okay, what is going to be the worst thing we can expect? Every time the heroes do something good to counteract the villains, somehow something worse happens. And we all thought, the worst was about to happen. The million shows up, and even this manga chapter, when you think, oh shoot, it's about to happen, isn't it? The heroes are getting the advantage, but we still need some little bit more assistance. And by the end, I'm not trying to say the heroes might have, locked up the W, but getting the win in this war is going to be much more easier now that the fact that Giantamachia is definitely down. What else happened in this manga chapter? We have the continuation of Dabi versus Shoto, or Toya versus Shoto. You get the revelation of what Bakugo's hero name is, and then you get the revelation of how Lemillion got his powers back. So let's get into this week's episode. That won't happen until spring 2021. Let's get into this week's manga chapter. So this manga chapter 293, titled Hero Saturated Society. Now the first thing that shows is Eri, and it seems like she's eating something. Also, another interesting point to mention is her horn is small again, but it's growing back. Now Deku's like, whoa, wait. What are you doing here, and how do you even have your powers back and stuff like that? Now Mirio says, we got word from the villa about what's happening over. We used my special permeation, moved the mode of travel, and I got here. So yeah. He goes on to say, you see, the villain hideout that the Night Agency is keeping tabs on isn't far from here. So obviously that's why Mirio is here as we speak right now, which is still pretty freaking cool. So because of essentially a villain hideout near there, that's why Mirio was there. Now Mirio goes on to say, I've only been, and this cuts to a flashback scene, I've only been on sabbatical for half a year. So this dude's been on sabbatical for half a year. Like, geez. Not long enough to trigger any nostalgia just yet. He goes and say, Bubble Girl was nice enough to tell me about the multi-pronged battle plan that is going down tomorrow, and I want to help out. Which I believe this sounds like it's only taking place, I'm guessing the day before the gigantic war going on and stuff like that. So yeah, he brings on the fact that he saw and he's been observing Aries' little testing of how she's been testing with lizards to try to, I guess you could say, control her power better, and where she's able to rewind somebody, make it to a certain point in time instead of rewinding them all the way to to the point that they don't even exist anymore and stuff like that. Now he asked Eri, look, I'm sorry for using you like this, but could you please try your rewind power on me? And Aizawa kind of gives a nod, like, go ahead. And then that's when she puts her hands on his cheeks and she says, don't be sorry. This is why I'm training. And something about that made my heart just feel so good. I'm like, this little girl has come so far after being abused by Overhaul, and now helping, Mirio was the one to save her and help her. And now it's like a way of repaying the favor back to him after everything he's done for her. So in a way, you could say she kind of saved him by giving his powers back. And that's how, which again, like I said last week, that was probably one of the most, if not the most obvious thing, our most giveaway things, our most predictable things of how Mirio got his powers back is mostly because of Eri. Now, in this point in time, her horn was much bigger. So it seems like the thing about Aries' powers will work like this. She can use them, yes, when the horn is like, you know, like raised and sticking out at max capacity, and then she can do it. I think her powers are essentially like not as, I wouldn't say not as, you know, not working, but maybe not as strong when her horn's growing. So I think they're at her strongest when her horn is fully developed, and then stuff like that. And then we know the horn shrinks back down to a little nidbit. So that's another interesting point to mention. I think we got adjust for how Aries' powers definitely activate and work. It's based on her horn and stuff like that. And it seems like Mirio has had no issue in stuff like that. So it seems like she's definitely mastering her powers much better. Again, you can thank Aizawa for that because he's been watching over her and stuff like that. So that is nice. He does make a mention that, Jesus, even though I am strong, those no moves did not get knocked out by that. And essentially it's Mirio all by himself, like trying to save, you know, Best Jeanist from all these no moves. And essentially Mirio's like, can anybody help me here and stuff like that. Next thing you know, you see these explosions. Bakugo comes in and is flying. He takes out some freaking no move. This dude's on death's door, literally. He's like, he's literally saying, I never felt sensation like being on death's door in a total crisis. And you get this really great, beautiful, you know, full, you know, panel shot, or really half a full panel shot of Bakugo, Nejire, and Ida all protecting Best Jeanist from the Nomu. And it gives him the cover to continue and stuff like that. And they mentioned the fact that, you know, Ida's like, Bakugo, you can't be doing shit like this, man. You can't be doing stuff like that. And Mirio says to Nejire, like, hey, Nejire, are you okay? And stuff like that. And Nejire is like, well, now that you're here, I'm much more better. So, I don't know if it's me, but are they also hinting? I hinted at this. I think, oh no, that was Fairy Tail. That was Fairy Tail. My bad. Have they hinted at a Mirio x Nejire relationship or something like that? It seems like those two have like some sort of affection for each other. I don't know. It's just me. I feel like Mirio. Who knows what Mirio feels about Nejire? Maybe he likes her. I think Nejire likes Mirio, especially by this one comment, you know, here, because she says like, I'm feeling just peachy now that you're here, Togata. Weird, huh? Sounds like something you would tell to somebody you really like. So maybe, you know, I'm buying too much into this, but maybe Nejire Hato likes Mirio. I guess I wouldn't blame her, you know, especially after everything he went through. So who knows? Then we get really what you can say the first, you know, talk or first open discussion between Best Jeanist and Bakugo since, goodness, their internship, really, and stuff like that. And it cuts back to, and we all remember, you know, Best Jeanist telling Bakugo, come back to me after you get your provisional license, tell me your hero name. And Bakugo's hero name is Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite, which is so in character for him, because, man, I remember when I watched the anime, I remember when they first freaking tried to come up with hero names, and he was saying like these big explosion, kill, murder, king type of freaking names, and everybody was like, what the hell? And what I found so funny is how everybody here, even some of the League villains, saying like, bruh, come on. Best Jeanist is like, how childish. Ida's like, what a mouthful. Nejire is like, disturbing. And then you have Spinner and fucking Mr. Compress essentially say like, bitch, what the hell is these two? I'm like, what is, they're like, what is that? So that was funny. Mirio was laughing and essentially says a fine hero name with a real sense of humor to it. He goes on to say a world without smiles and humor has no bright future. No offense intended, buddy. That's just my motto. And stuff like that. Now, it seems like the heroes got things under control. You know, seems like they're winning the war. They're winning the fight now here. And then it cuts over to the fight between Toya Todoroki and Shoto Todoroki. And essentially Toya's like, don't you see that, Shoto? It seems like your friends are having a whole hell of a time. They're getting so happy just seeing this reuniting, all this happy stuff they're winning. That's wonderful and stuff like that. But as for you, you're just feeling pain because I'm gonna turn you into ash, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he, at the same time, he's like, it's seriously, it's great that you were raised with love. I'm fine because I'm really happy. And he points out to Endeavor, and you just see Endeavor just looking at this, and he's like, the guy about to watch his puppet's masterpiece burn up and die in the fire is failed experiment, and he can't do a damn thing, essentially. He's essentially mocking frickin' Endeavor here by saying he's watching his beloved, treasure, his national treasure, the thing he gave life and limb over to achieve is now burning up in his face. And I can't wait to see what his face looks like after you're dead, Shoto, which is freaking crazy. Again, I've said it before and I said it again, like the last two chapters or the last couple of chapters are since Toya revealed who he really is, or since Dabi revealed who he really is, he is literally like went cuckoo, cuckoo. He's literally like, after telling the Dabi literally left all sense of meaning or reason. He's crazy now. Like, this dude's insane. He now just wants, he's a pure killer. There's definitely no way he's coming back from this. Like, no way. This is a guy that might need, well, I wouldn't say might need to die, but definitely somebody that is not going to have some, change of heart. This guy is literally batshit crazy. Like, he's been waiting for this day for how long? And you can see in the dialogue from that point on how the way he's talking. I can't wait till when they do this in the anime and the voice actor for the respective English dub voice actor of Dabi and the Japanese voice actor just says these lines in a very insane type of way, like he's literally lost all sense of reason. I cannot wait for that. So that's gonna be dope too. Then you see Black Whip freaking go on. Or what happens is he goes on to say, I wonder what face my dad will make when you die. Then you see Black Whip activate and hit Dabi. And you see Deku with his Black Whip doing something. And I'm like, okay, what is Deku doing? Because he literally can't fight now. What is he gonna do? Use his head now? And he goes on to say, like, the others are backing up best genius. I have to do my best to back up Todoroki. And stuff like that. He goes on again to say, who cares if my arms and legs are done? I need to do something. And this dude, so they show a panel recalling back to the training he did with Ochako, Zero, and Sue. Now, I was always questioning, like, okay, then why was Sue there in the first place? Because there's no reason on why she would be there. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be fucking damned. Horikoshi. I would have never thought of this, but oh my god. This is where Froppy came in, or this is where Sue came in terms of helping Deku out with his training. Deku does Black Whip from his mouth, calling it essentially, I'm guessing, Black Whip Froppy style, which he's doing it just like how Froppy or how Sue sticks her tongue out and latches onto something. He's doing Black Whip from his mouth. My god, Deku is getting so much better using Black Whip. I never thought he could use it from his mouth. This dude is going... God, he's pulling out all the stops just to do anything. This dude is doing Black Whip from his mouth, his tongue. That was cool. That was cool. Now, Dabi kind of blows that away, and he's like, get out of this. This ain't even your business. This is my family business. This does nothing to contain with you. But then Deku responds by saying, it is my business because Todoroki's my friend and Endeavor's my freaking mentor. He taught me to get stronger and stuff like that. He goes on to tell Toya, listen, the past never dies, and that's why I'm watching Endeavor real hard as he tries to be better. And guess what? You are not Endeavor. And you can see when Endeavor hears this, you can just see that he's definitely getting motivated because he's like, Midoriya. Because Midoriya, Midoriya knows, like, yeah, this dude, he's done some bad stuff. He really has done some bad stuff. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. He's abused his family. He's done this. Yeah, the past can't die. But the fact that I see him actively trying to make himself better, trying to change better, to make a better future for not only him, but his family, and be a better caring father than he once was, you know, guess what? You can't go up in here and say you're Endeavor and stuff like that, because, you know, of past decisions he's made and stuff like that. That was a nice speech by Deku. It was a nice speech. You definitely can see that Deku's having that, you know, speech where, you know, it's starting to rally the troops, because it seems like, you know, Endeavor, especially by the end of the chapter, was ready to start fighting again and stuff like that. Now Dobby's like, well, of course, idiot. I know I'm not Endeavor, you know, but, you know, you still gotta pity me. You still gotta talk down to me like I'm some sort of freaking kid. All right, fine, and stuff like that. He goes on to say evil is thriving. Justice is losing this war. All I'm doing is showing you sentimental dopes. Who's to blame for that? Essentially, he's essentially saying, yeah, your so-called hero society, yada, 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 because of, you know, you heroes, you know, I'm just trying to show you guys that it's not all as they say it is, huh? And then, as this is happening, you see the cables on Gigantomachia break loose, and Gigantomachia is free. And now they're in trouble, and I'm like, uh-oh. They're about to get all wrecked, aren't they? And stuff like that. Then you have Endeavor come in with probably the last bit of power, come and give one final punch to Gigantomachia. And he takes the hit. That's when Gigantomachia says, power suddenly all gone. Machia falls over, and Machia says, no strength. And then that's when Mirio's like, that reminds me, I did get a message from the villa going on. And, you know, he's like, they said their strategy had no effect, but look. And then it cuts back to the forest area where Kirishima, you know, the other class, where Class 1A and Class 1B were last seen at. And they got the word that they're saying that the sedative must have worked. And by golly, it seems like the sedative most definitely worked, because now Gigantomachia is probably about to fall asleep and stuff like that. And that's the end of the chapter. The next My Hero Academia chapter, manga chapter 294, will come out next week. So that's good. So it seems like everybody can drop the sedative thing, because the sedative thing is finally kicking in. It's finally working after a while, which, you know, a lot of people did predict. Like, I think it's because, you know, why the sedative didn't work like as a snap of the finger. It's because Gigantomachia's body is much more bigger and much more, you know, harder, I guess, to contain the thing, because, listen, you know, he's got a huge body, so I'm guaranteeing the sedative has to go through all parts of his body, and by the time it gets there to where it needs to hit, you know, it will get there. So it's good to see that, you know, it's working now, and it seems like he's going to be down for the count. And now the heroes definitely have, you know, taken the lead. Really, you know, they gotta really still, Best Genius got the other League of Villains wrapped up together along with Shigarashi. Shigarachi's essentially on death's door as we see it, so you can kind of see, even though he's still somewhat conscious, he's kind of out for the count. You know, the other villains are kind of tied up, and then really right now at the point, Dobby is the only one that needs to be taken care of, and obviously, you know, at least maybe knocked out so they can put him in prison. So, it seems like the war is definitely wrapping up. I predicted, like, this war arc isn't ending till chapter 300. Like, I personally think that's when they should end it. But, you know, that's only like 6 more chapters. No, yeah, 6 more chapters. No, I think not 6 more chapters. 7 more chapters? Yeah, 7 more chapters left, and then, you know, we're good. But it was a good chapter. I enjoyed this chapter. We got the revelation of how Mirio got his powers back, you know, and everything else revealed here. So yeah, I can't wait for next week to see what happens next in the battle, because I think we're strictly staying focused here on this battlefront. So right now it seems like everyone's accounted for except for Dobby. So things like that. Oh, and then another thing. I wonder after when the battle is over how Shoto's definitely gonna feel after this, because right now he's kind of not fighting back. To say maybe he might start to fight back thanks to Deku, but we'll just see as the weeks go on. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this manga chapter, as well as hit that subscribe button to get more My Hero Academia manga chapter reviews. And if you are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell icon to make sure you get up to date with anything I upload to the channel, and it goes to your notification bell or your notification box. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day and staying safe out there. Until then, guys, see you guys on the next video. Peace.